Hello friends, in a large bowl, add about 1.5 pounds or 700 grams of ground beef. Now grate 1 red bell pepper on a coarse grater. Red bell pepper is rich in vitamin C, and it brings a gentle freshness that lifts the dish instead of weighing it down, adding brightness and balance that feels just right for a home-cooked family meal. Then grate 1 onion on the same coarse grater. This step always feels a little nostalgic, the quiet sound of grating, the familiar aroma in the air. Friends, I always enjoy knowing where you're from. Please share your city and country, and if you're in the US, let me know your state. Next, place a sieve over a bowl and strain the grated vegetables through it to separate the juice. Do this slowly, without pressing too hard. This step always reminds me of quiet kitchen moments, when nothing is rushed and everything has its purpose. We want to save that juice. Don't throw it away. We'll use it later for the sauce. Add the strained vegetables to the bowl with the ground beef. Now, finely chop a small bunch of parsley. Fresh herbs always bring color and life to a dish, and parsley is rich in vitamins that support immunity and digestion. If you have any questions about the recipe, don't hesitate to drop them in the comments, and I'll reply as soon as I can. Add it to the meat. Next, finely mince 2 cloves of garlic. Garlic adds deep flavor and has been trusted for generations for heart and immune health. Thank you for being with us, dear subscribers. You can now support our channel by becoming a sponsor and enjoy early access to new videos. We truly appreciate your support. Add them to the bowl. Now add 4 to 5 tablespoons of breadcrumbs, then 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of smoked paprika, 1/2 teaspoon of ground coriander, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of black pepper. Crack 1 egg into the bowl. Now mix everything well with your hand. Mixing by hand helps you feel the texture. The mixture should be soft, not sticky. Take your time. This slow mixing always brings back memories of standing beside my mother at the table, learning by watching. Place the meat mixture in the refrigerator for 30 minutes. While the meat rests, let's prepare the potatoes. Cut 1.5 pounds or 750 grams of potatoes into large, even pieces. Even cuts help them cook at the same time, so the potatoes stay tender inside without overcooking, making them easier to digest and more gentle on the stomach. Friends, if you enjoyed the video, a like would be much appreciated. It's the best way to support me. Place the potatoes into a pot. Cover with water. Add 1 teaspoon of salt. Cover with a lid and cook until tender. Then in a small saucepan, add 4 fluid ounces or 120 milliliters heavy cream, 2 fluid ounces or 60 milliliters milk. Heat gently until hot, but do not boil. Warm liquids mix better into potatoes and give a smoother puree. Remove from heat and set aside. Now, check the potatoes by piercing one with a knife. If it goes in easily, they're ready. Drain the water completely. Mash the potatoes with a masher while they are still hot. Then add about half a stick or 60 grams cold butter in small pieces, letting each piece melt before adding the next. Cold butter gives a silky texture. Next, add 60 grams Philadelphia cream cheese. This adds creaminess and a gentle tang. Now slowly pour in the warm cream and milk mixture, a little at a time, until the puree reaches your preferred consistency. Add 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper and a small pinch of nutmeg. Mix well. Cover with a lid and keep warm. Now let's return to the meat. Form the mixture into even patties, just like you see in the video. Lightly wet your hands with water so the meat doesn't stick. As you shape them, move calmly and without rushing. This simple, familiar motion often brings back memories of family kitchens. Place the patties on a baking tray lined with parchment paper. Bake in a preheated oven at 425 degrees Fahrenheit or 220 degrees Celsius for 15 minutes. Now, take the reserved vegetable juice, add 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 tablespoon of chili sauce, 1 tablespoon of olive oil. Mix until smooth. After 15 minutes, remove the tray and brush the patties generously with the sauce. Return to the oven and bake for another 10 to 12 minutes until golden and appetizing. Next, in a bowl, add a few generous handfuls of salad greens. Next, slice one bell pepper. As the knife moves through its crisp flesh, it releases a gentle sweetness and a bright aroma. Bell pepper brings color, crunch, and natural vitamin C, which helps support the immune system. Transfer the slices into the bowl with the greens. Then, slice one cucumber into half rings. This shape keeps the cucumber juicy and tender, releasing a clean, cooling freshness. Cucumbers are refreshing and hydrating, which makes the salad especially pleasant and easy to enjoy. Add the cucumber slices to the salad. Slice one tomato into thin strips. Thin cuts allow the tomato to release just enough juice to blend softly with the dressing without making the salad heavy. Tomatoes add natural acidity and are known to support heart health. Gently place them into the bowl. Now cut one avocado into pieces. Its soft, creamy texture brings calm and balance to the salad, tying all the fresh vegetables together. Avocado is rich in healthy fats that help the body absorb nutrients from the greens. Carefully fold it into the salad so it keeps its shape. For the dressing, mix in a small bowl 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 1 teaspoon of mustard, 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of oregano, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, Pour the dressing over the salad and mix gently. Fresh vegetables like these support heart health and bring lightness to the plate. Now carefully take the patties out of the oven and let their aroma fill the kitchen. They are golden on the outside, tender and juicy inside. Place a few patties onto a plate. Add a generous spoon of creamy mashed potatoes, smooth, rich, and comforting. Finish the plate with the fresh salad, bright and vibrant, bringing balance and freshness to every bite. This meal is beautifully balanced and full of care. It's hearty without being heavy, nourishing without being complicated. The kind of food that warms the body, brings calm to the heart, and naturally gathers everyone around the table, ready to enjoy a quiet, satisfying moment together. Thank you for cooking with me today. I hope this recipe brings comfort, good memories, and warmth into your home. But don't go just yet. There's another cozy and tasty recipe I'd love to share with you. Crack 2 eggs into a bowl. Add 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of black pepper. Whisk until the mixture is smooth and slightly frothy. Ensure you whisk thoroughly so the yolks and whites merge into a uniform, pale liquid. Now, take out 4 tablespoons of this egg mixture and set them aside. We will need this later to create our rich cheese topping. Next, transfer 1 pound or about 500 grams of ground turkey into a separate bowl. Combine it with the egg mixture we prepared earlier. Grate 2 garlic cloves using a mini grater. As the garlic breaks down, that pungent, savory scent rises up. It instantly reminds me of weekend family feasts, where the kitchen was the busiest room in the house. This aromatic root is a natural powerhouse for your immune system, especially during the colder months. Add the garlic to the bowl. Now, slice a red onion in half. Grate 1 portion using a coarse grater. This technique allows the onion to blend seamlessly into the meat, providing moisture without any sharp, raw texture. Red onions are rich in antioxidants and offer a delicate sweetness that perfectly complements the lean turkey. Add the grated onion to the bowl. Next, finely chop a bunch of fresh cilantro. This herb brings a burst of freshness and is excellent for digestion. Add the cilantro to the bowl. Then add 2 tablespoons of breadcrumbs. 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of black pepper. Use your hands to thoroughly combine all the ingredients. Feeling the texture of the mixture come together is the best part of home cooking. It connects you to the meal in a way that simply using a spoon never could. This tactile step always reminds me of the kitchen as a place of true creation and care. Then take a spoonful of the meat mixture and shape it into a large ball, using both hands to press it gently but firmly. It is important to make them equal in size so they all cook at the same rate. This simple rhythmic task takes me back to the quiet joy of learning to cook, where patience and a steady hand were the most important tools. You should get about 4 big meatballs from this amount, each made with a little extra care. Next, line a baking tray with parchment paper. Place the meatballs on the tray with a bit of space between them. Now, slice 3 or 4 large potatoes into uniform chunks. Maintaining a consistent size is essential, so every piece softens at exactly the same rate during boiling. This versatile root vegetable provides the steady carbohydrates and potassium needed to fuel your muscles and brain. Using a sharp knife for these clean cuts always brings back the peaceful rhythm of a slow morning in the kitchen, preparing a meal that truly nourishes. Transfer them into a pot. Pour in enough water to cover them completely. Add 1 teaspoon of salt. Stir everything thoroughly. Cover the pot with a lid. Boil them until they are completely tender. Next, finely chop 1 white onion. Heat a pan and melt a bit of butter. Add the onion to the warm pan and cook it softly over medium heat. That delicate, bubbling sound as the onion hits the butter is one of the most relaxing parts of cooking. It's the quiet signal that a good meal is on its way. Stir slowly until the onion is translucent. Next, finely mince 2 garlic cloves, rocking your knife back and forth gently. Garlic adds a deep, savory foundation to the dish, while building the perfect flavor base for our meal. The sharp aroma of fresh cloves takes me back to my mother's kitchen, where every meal was an act of care. add them to the pan. Stir and cook together for another minute or two. Now grate 1 carrot. The vibrant orange shreds falling from the grater instantly brighten up the pan, reminding me of those cheerful autumn harvests from my childhood. There's something so comforting about seeing these bright colors mixed together. It takes me back to the cozy rhythm of a busy family kitchen, where every meal was made from scratch with so much love. Add it in. Stir well. Then dice 1 bell pepper. The crisp texture of the pepper adds a delightful contrast to the soft turkey filling, while providing a massive boost of vitamin C and essential antioxidants to support healthy skin and eye health. These peppers are a powerhouse of nutrients that help your body stay energized and vibrant throughout the day. Stir that in as well. As everything sizzles together in the pan, the vegetable mix becomes a beautiful, nutrient-dense base for our dish. Next, add 1 tablespoon of tomato paste. Stir everything thoroughly to coat the vegetables. Season with 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of oregano. Allow it to cook for another minute. Remove the pan from the heat. Now, press the center of each meatball to create a deep well. It should look like a small bowl. Fill each portion with about 2 tablespoons of the warm vegetable mixture. Then finish filling each one, making sure not to press down too much, just enough to fill. Then grate just over 3 ounces or about 100 grams of soft cheese. Mozzarella or a young cheddar work beautifully. Place the cheese in a bowl. Chop a handful of parsley finely. Fresh herbs are essential for cleaning the palate and adding a dose of vitamins. Using fresh greenery like this is a simple way to boost your intake of antioxidants and minerals that support your overall well-being. Combine the chopped parsley with the cheese. Then add 4 tablespoons of the egg mixture we saved earlier. 3 tablespoons of Greek yogurt. Whisk the ingredients until the sauce is perfectly uniform. Gently top each filled meatball with a spoonful of this creamy mix, covering the top of each one completely. These are now ready to go. Bake them at 360 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 degrees Celsius for 40 minutes. Now, check the tenderness of the potatoes. If they are ready, drain them well and transfer the pieces to a large bowl while they are still hot. Begin mashing immediately. This is the secret to achieving a perfectly smooth and light texture without any lumps. This simple task always brings back fond memories of helping in the kitchen as a child, waiting impatiently for that first taste of creamy mash. Then add a bit of butter. As it melts, the scent of warm butter and potatoes fills the kitchen, offering pure comfort in a bowl. Continue mashing until the mixture is soft and creamy. Now, pour in about half a cup or 100 milliliters of warm milk. Give it one final mash. This makes the potatoes silky and fluffy, perfect for serving alongside the meatballs. Next, for the salad, chop 1 tomato into small pieces. Tomatoes are rich in vitamins that support healthy skin. These vibrant fruits also provide a natural dose of lycopene, a powerful antioxidant that protects your heart. Add it to a bowl. Slice half a cucumber into thin half rounds. The crunch of fresh cucumber is so refreshing. It reminds me of picking vegetables straight from the garden on a hot day. It is the simple, crisp taste of a peaceful summer afternoon. Add it to the bowl. Then cut 7 ounces, or about 200 grams of feta cheese into cubes. Feta provides calcium and a lovely tangy kick. This creamy cheese is also a wonderful source of probiotics and protein to support your digestion. It adds a satisfying richness that makes every bite feel truly nourishing and complete. Transfer into the bowl. Now, slice the remaining half of the red onion into thin rounds. Add them to the mix. Toss in a large handful of fresh salad greens. Add 20 grams of capers. Drizzle over the top with 3 tablespoons of olive oil. Season with 1 teaspoon of salt. 1 teaspoon of black pepper. Give everything a quick toss to combine all the fresh ingredients. Next, take the meatballs out of the oven. Look at that golden crust. It is the reward for your patience. Place a meatball on a plate. Add a generous spoonful of the creamy mashed potatoes. Serve it with a side of our vibrant salad. Just look at this masterpiece. The tender turkey meatballs, filled with a colorful vegetable mix and crowned with a savory golden cap, look absolutely stunning. Thank you so much for cooking with me today. I hope this meal fills your home with the same warmth and comfort that it brings to mine. Thank you for cooking with me today. Until next time, happy cooking!